Subscribe for more Doctor Who content. Also, like and comment to appease the YouTube algorithm.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the Ninth Doctor Adventures, Ravagers, which comes from Big Finish. This sees the return of Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor, and it is really good just to say that, as we've been waiting for this ever since it was announced back in August 2020. So, as ever, I'm going to go through the amazing artwork that has been done for this box set, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the story. I'm going to give you my roundup of what I think, basically, of Ravagers. So first off, the artwork is by Tom Webster, and he's done an absolutely amazing job with the front cover. You have Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor up front and centre there, as he should be. He gets his time to shine in this story, so it's really appropriate that he does feature at the centre. We have little motifs like part of the roundels of his TARDIS. We have his TARDIS just there. We have a explosion behind him, which is reminiscent of the Series 1 trailers from back in the day. We have a tank, we have these flying drone things that look like they come from the video game Portal. We have a robot, which comes from the augmented reality games. We have a Roman centurion, and we also have some more cavalry, which I think is from the 19th century. This features Camilla Beeput as his sort of one-time companion in this, Nova, and we also have Jayne McKenna, who plays the character of Audrey. There are also other characters, mainly the Centurion, played by Dan Starkey, and there's a few other great roles. One thing I will say right off the bat, this features a very strong cast, with Eccleston obviously being the main highlight. If we just take a look at the top, it tells you that this is Doctor Who Ravagers, and we have the awful BBC logo there. At the bottom there, it just tells you more of the copyrighted material there, and all your contents which is in there. So you have 4 CDs in this. If we have a look at the side, that looks so good. It's going to be so good to display this alongside other Big Finish box sets that I have. So your stuff like Paul McGann, your John Hurt stuff, and your Tennant stuff. Really nice to finally have some more content with this Doctor. And at the back of the box we have a synopsis of everything that's going on, as well as what stories are features in this. All 3 of these stories are linked together, so essentially this set is a 3-part story. The overall story is Ravagers, a la to your Dark Eyes with Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. So we have Sphere of Freedom, Cataclysm, and Food Fight, and all of these stories were written and directed by Nicholas Briggs. I'm going to just leave this there so you can pause the video now if you want to read the whole description at your own leisure. So here's your first story, Sphere of Freedom, which has an amazing front cover. You have a lot of things going on, such as the robots, the Centurion. You have the centre of the Sphere of Freedom, which is the main part of this story. We also have a planet in the background, as well as Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor. Once again, amazing front cover. And if we take a look at the back, it just gives you some more information about the story. Once again, if you want to read it, then pause the video now. Inside you have your leaflet with your reversible cover, so if you want to display it with his own era logo, then you can do so. And if you take the disc out, we have an advertisement for the Ninth Doctor Chronicles. For Cataclysm, we have the Ninth Doctor and the TARDIS interior, and the doors are opening to what seems to be one of the places where the Doctor and Nova go to in this episode. We also have a few of the drones which feature on the main front cover art. Once again, that is your plot outline. The same goes again for the leaflet, and inside here we have an advertisement for Dalek Universe 1, starring Mr. David Tennant. Lastly, we have Food Fight, which is easily my favourite front cover out of all these CDs which feature in this set, mainly because it's red and red is my favourite colour. Once again, we have the TARDIS, we have the drone, we have the Ninth Doctor, we have his TARDIS interior, we have these explosions in the background, really, really lovely artwork. We have a few cogs just in the background there, I've only just noticed that actually. And we have these things here, which are the title characters of this set, the Ravagers, and I'll let you make your mind up whether they are the main villain of the story or not. There is your very, very brief synopsis for Food Fight. Inside, once again, we have a bit more contents inside this leaflet, and this time around we have 2 discs, so disc 1 of this, or disc 3 of the whole set actually, is Food Fight, and if we just turn that over, we also have disc 4, which is the bonus disc, and this features a very, very good behind-the-scenes documentary about the making of Ravagers and how we ended up with Christopher Eccleston returning to the role of the Doctor. And we also have an advertisement for other 10th Doctor adventures, mainly volumes 1, 2 and 3. All 3 of these stories line up rather nicely with your vanilla DVDs if you managed to get them back in 2005. Right then, it's verdict time. What do I think of this set? Well, overall, as you may have guessed, I really do like the artwork for these sets, first of all. I've got to commend Big Finish for getting the Ninth Doctor back, because honestly, I've said it before, it's something which I personally thought was an impossibility. Christopher Eccleston has had a sort of turbulent relationship with the BBC and Doctor Who as a programme due to behind-the-scenes things that happened back in 2005 when he was originally on the show. So understandably, he didn't want to return to the role anytime soon. But luckily, Big Finish have come to him with a completely different direction. Doctor Who Ravagers offers us a new take on the Ninth Doctor. This is clearly the Ninth Doctor as you've never seen him before. This is the Ninth Doctor pre-Rose, so we don't have many references to the first series of Doctor Who. This does really feel era authentic, but I think that it is different at the same time. Christopher Eccleston has made it no secret that he's got a very good salary for doing these Ninth Doctor adventures for Big Finish, and it's one of the reasons why I did it is for money, and it's understandable because this is a very hard time that a lot of actors have had to live in due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This was produced during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's easily probably the best thing to come out of it for all of us Doctor Who fans, because unsurprisingly I absolutely love this set. Ravagers offers a different story for the Ninth Doctor. It's not linear at all. Nicholas Briggs has done something which is a little bit akin to what Stephen Moffat did with a lot of his stories. Whether you love or hate his stories or not, I've got a very mixed reception on all of those, let me tell you that. But Nicholas Briggs does a really good job. He throws you right into the action. You have all of these new characters and stuff, and you have a lot of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, and Christopher Eccleston just sounds like he's absolutely enjoying this. His performance is absolutely effortless. It is honestly just like he never left. Throughout most box sets that Big Finish have done, regardless of what Doctor or era it is, they've made him smile, and it could be due to continuity references. But like I said, this story doesn't really feature that many continuity references aside from the odd line, like the Ninth Doctor says run a few times, he says fantastic in the final part of this Food Fight, and it's sass. Just Nicholas Briggs totally gets the Ninth Doctor. I've heard a few people say that this isn't necessarily the best Big Finish box set that they've ever made, and I partly agree with that. only because this is the first volume of Ninth Doctor Adventures, and I only think that things are going to get better from here. But let me tell you folks, for me personally, this is an absolutely amazing start to the Ninth Doctor on Big Finish. This has easily given him a new lease of life, and his characterization is spot on. And you could say, arguably, he is definitely centre stage, because as much as I absolutely adore Series 1 of Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston wasn't always at the centre stage, and this isn't a criticism of Russell T Davies' writing or any other writers that worked on the show at that time, but you did have a lot of companion-centric stuff with Billie Piper as Rose Tyler, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I absolutely love Billie Piper as Rose Tyler as well. None of that really features in this. We get a bit of info about Nova, who's played by Camilla Beeput, and let me tell you, Camilla Beeput is really, really good in this. I wasn't really sure what to make of Nova as a character at first, but as the box set progresses, by the end of it I really enjoyed her character, and I really enjoyed the interactions between her and the Ninth Doctor. Christopher Eccleston and Camilla Beeput really sounded like they enjoyed working with each other while working on this box set, so it would be really nice to see if Nova does appear again in a future Ninth Doctor Adventures box set. I really do like this Doctor companion dynamic, and it'd be interesting to see if the Ninth Doctor does end up with another companion just for Big Finish only, a la your Constance Clark for Colin Baker's Sixth Doctor. As for Jayne McKenna, she is amazing as well. She plays the role of Audrey. I didn't really know what to make of Audrey at first, but as the box set unravels, you know very, very clearly that she is integral to this story. She is like the villain of this story in a way, because she does a lot of stuff which messes up with time, and we end up with universe-ending stuff in this, so Nicholas Briggs really did go big with this first set of adventures for the Ninth Doctor. Audrey does stuff like messing with the Ninth Doctor at the very beginning with fake accents and things like that, and when she reveals herself at the end of Sphere of Freedom, it is actually really well done. All the stuff with the time eddies, it can get quite a bit confusing at times, but if you really pay close attention to all three of these stories, by the end of it all makes complete sense, and it is a very satisfying conclusion to the box set. Everything with these time eddies adds a lot of chaos to the story, because we have these multiple time zones in which the Ninth Doctor finds himself in, so we end up with Romans in 1950s Britain, we end up with this alien planet with these drones that want to harvest Nova, which is really dark stuff in a way. The story has a lot of time travel, and it has no signs of slowing down. Once you get the first line of Sphere of Freedom, you just non-stop all the way through this. There's no breaks in this story. It just keeps you on your toes. Some people might love it and some people might hate it. For me, on this occasion, I actually really like it. Christopher Eccleston absolutely sells this with his performance, because the material that is given, he absolutely relishes this. To some, it might be hyperbole, but this is the perfect return for the Ninth Doctor to the world of Doctor Who. Forget your Ninth Doctor Chronicles and all of that. This is where it's at. This is the next step with the Ninth Doctor, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Big Finish do with the upcoming Ninth Doctor Adventures box sets, which are coming out within the next year. The Ravagers themselves don't feature all that much in this entire box set, but that's fine because they do have a presence. They are mentioned quite a lot by characters like Audrey and the Ninth Doctor himself, and when you finally encounter these in Food Fight, you have a really good explanation as to what they really are. They are eating parts of time and space, so in essence they are destroying the whole fabric of the space-time universe. In Cataclysm you get to witness the universe-ending events as time is changing around the Doctor and Nova while they are travelling in the TARDIS. Like I say, it gets a little bit messy with these time eddies, but if you really pay attention to the entire story as a whole, it will make sense towards the end. Trust me, it does make sense. If you get confused, then I endorse you to listen to this a second time at least. If you want answers as to whether Gallifrey or the Time War is mentioned in this, then the answer is no. There is a subtle reference to the Time Lords, because there is a piece of Gallifreyan technology that is used in this which is integral to the plot, but you don't really get that sense of sadness from the Ninth Doctor. All the Ninth Doctor is bothered about in this is saving the universe, and that is what the Doctor is all about. So once again, Nicholas Briggs, he totally got the Ninth Doctor with this story. He's all about saving the universe. He gets it wrong towards the beginning of this whole trilogy, but he never gives up, and that is the main thing. The Doctor, as a character, should never give up, never give in. They should always carry on, and really, that goes for all of us. By the end, the Ninth Doctor is triumphant, and that is something that you love to see. David Richardson actually brought up a really good point in the behind-the-scenes documentary, and that was, in Series 1, while it was absolutely amazing, that was the final days of the Ninth Doctor. Him and Rose, it was his final days, because we only had 13 episodes. There's a huge gap that we haven't explored with the Ninth Doctor, and Big Finish are really relishing this now. For me at least, this set managed to live up to my expectations, and that is the main thing, because I have been so excited for this set ever since its announcement back in August 2020. All of your other stuff, like your direction by Nicholas Briggs, your sound design, and the music by Howard Carter are also really good. The Ninth Doctor sounds like he's got his own new theme, and Howard Carter really gives it a bit of oomph in this, and it's really good to listen to. It actually gave me goosebumps in some parts. Would I recommend the Ninth Doctor Adventures Ravagers to Big Finish newcomers? What do you think? Of course, this is an absolutely amazing thrill ride from start to finish. Christopher Eccleston just absolutely loves coming back as the Ninth Doctor. You can really see it and hear it from his performance. The amount of enthusiasm he has with every line of dialogue that he has is just amazing. This isn't the best box set that Big Finish have ever done, but that's not the point. The point is, this was to establish the Ninth Doctor as being a part of the audio adventures of Doctor Who. When the world needed him most, the Ninth Doctor returned in 2021. If you're a fan of the Ninth Doctor, if you're a massive Doctor Who fan, or if you're just a fan of Christopher Eccleston in general and you're not necessarily a big fan of Doctor Who, get this box set. It is so amazing. In fact, you could say it's fantastic. This has been my Doctor Who Big Finish review of the Ninth Doctor Adventures Ravagers, starring Christopher Eccleston. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.